So Khaled dropped his album In Between Pods.
Yep.
First and foremost, actually, I wasn't anticipating a decent album, to be honest with you, because
What
the
made you
last,
feel- yeah.
because the last one, I would argue the last two were okay,
Right.
but one thing with Khaled, I got to respect his marketing strategy, how he works online.
And he's always on a pause.
And he's always positive, and he obviously is very inspirational. So obviously he did say that he was dropping an album. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna wait, but I'm not gonna get excited about it.
But to be fair to Khaled, his albums normally average about what 15 to 18 songs.
Yeah.
For someone
It's a
that
lot.
checks out a Khaled album, I can say on average it's probably like 5 to 6 songs on a Khaled album
That you check for.
That all right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? The rest of them like, but then the rest of them might appeal to other people. You know what I'm saying? But this one feels a bit more cohesive.
He keeps on doing the yard thing though.
He loves
and
them.
it's which I understand.
He loves the yard, man.
But I'm not saying don't feel what you're comfortable with, but when sometimes the lingo
But you know what?
is unlinguable. Is unlingual.
He's been going there since the early
yeah, of
90s.
course. Well, so by now I would expect him to be sharper.
Yeah, I hear you.
I would like for it to be as sharp as his hairline. You get me?
But to be fair to him, he's definitely helping
Another one.
that side of things, man. Like,
Of course.
on a
He said he's a
grander scale.
sound boy.
Like Sizzler,
Miami's right there, man.
Yeah, of course it is.
Sizzler, Buju.
Yeah.
Buju's my favorite reggae artist, but
Okay.
Sizzler, Buju, Capleton, them and there. When will they be able to say, like, oh, I'm on an album that has a whole verse or Drake's on there or this or that?
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
He bridges
So,
the gap.
Yeah, man.
100%.
If anything, he needs to bring up the reggae joint a little higher up in the track listing. That'll be my only qualm, because this one on this album is dope. This was fire. The last one was dope as well.
Listen,
Go on.
no, Drizzy, I hear everything you're saying, but respectfully, Hove knocked one out the park, man. You knocked one out the park. The title tracks.
God did.
Here you go.
Put in pace, sir.
Yeah. And was Wayne and Rick Ross necessary?
Yes. Because Wayne's verse is dope.
Was it necessary?
Ross's verse was tight as well.
To be fair, I didn't really listen to it that much. I wasn't really drawn into it.
The whole record or the verses?
whole record.
Right.
Nah, I think it depends how you look at it. You could look at it like you needed Ross there to get you ready for what Wayne was going to do.
Right, okay.
And then what Wayne did, because Wayne's verse is tight.
Yeah.
What was it? They've been sleeping on me so long. Now they fell asleep. Or
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
tired of me working, so they fell asleep.
Yeah.
Like he's got, there's bars in there.
Yeah,
but then
got
it's
punchy.
like Wayne's like, he's just getting you ready because. Right. So if anything,
You gotta be on mic.
if anything, based on what Jojo said, if anything, and I like Ross's verse a lot.
Yeah.
Ross ends the verses saying, I might buy a bank so I know my money's safe, or something like that.
Yeah.
A little
I
prayer
caught
word.
that.
Yeah.
Ross always hits with
Crazy.
a luxurious rap.
I caught
But
that.
his verse maybe could have gone somewhere else on the album. You could have just had the Carters. You could have just had...
it's a Ross beat.
Huh?
It's a Ross
Is
beat.
it Ross's? Yeah, it's a
Yeah, but
it is a Ross beat. Yeah.
They had to grace it.
That is always a Ross beat with a J feature.
Right. But I'm saying that...
5 songs that it's the same exact.
Yeah.
Based on what you
Formula.
just said, because I never thought
Same
about
formula.
that, about Wayne cooking. If you didn't have Ross and you just had Wayne cooking, and then Jay just comes in and just lets the clip go.
Okay.
But I hear what you're saying.
Do you want to say something because you was over there and then you?
Depends. What are we saying?
I'm saying I didn't need to hear any of them other than Jay on there
I think that's disrespectful.
because
Then it's
if Jay did 16 and kept it cordial with them,
Discreet.
then it's like, okay, it's all fair in love and war.
Yeah.
Because let's not get it twisted. This is still a competitive. We're competing.
Yeah.
Jay, Jay, Rick Ross.
I think if how do I put it? Okay, Ross aside,
Yeah,
I think if
Wayne is
if
necessary.
Wayne is in the studio with Jay,
yeah.
Wayne
Goes ham.
he'd have 2.5 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel.
Because we didn't even get to hit the light. You know,
Like you could tell he was about to go,
Yeah.
but he was
Yeah.
like, okay, this is my 32.
Yeah.
But then it's like hindsight might have been like, because it's very obvious they weren't in the studio together.
Course.
Clearly.
Yeah.
It's very obvious.
Yep. I think Jay-Z brought his verse last minute before the mix and the mastering of the record.
Yeah, because you can tell that the way Jay's verse was mixed is different to the other two.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that guru effect, boy. Yeah, that's why he goes, where we at, Guru? Because Guru's
So I think like, listen, Rick Ross, Lil Wayne,
Donnies.
I'm not taking.
Generals.
There's no disrespect in what I'm saying here.
That's good.
I'm just saying that Ho's verse was that serious and lengthy that I was just like, which is why at the top of the show I played that verse. I didn't need to hear anything else because of what he did. Now let me ask because I'm going to open up the floor. Pause. Right,
That's not
and I want to
pause.
discuss the verse in itself. Right.
You mean you're gonna break it down?
Yeah, but
Cool.
what I want to say first of all is why is it that when Jay-Z drops a verse, the culture anticipates it and receives it the way it does? Why? No other artists
They
drop.
did they
Obviously,
do that?
an album. Drake drops an album, or
Yeah.
Rocks or Nas drops an album. We would like, yes, we can't wait. But I'm talking about just a verse.
because it's the era we live in right now. Jay-Z is not part of the era that we live in right now, which is a social media era. We don't have access to Hove like we do Drake, like we do Weezy.
So we grab what
etc.
we can.
It's like, there's certain artists who have that capability. Dr. Dre, but Dre,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
like
yeah,
Dre's
yeah.
out there like that, rapping or whatever. But
That's the whole point,
Dr.
though.
do
So
you see what
when he
I'm saying?
does, it's a big thing.
It's a
Right.
moment.
So I just feel that because Hove is not, we don't have that kind of access. We had more access to Hove pre-social media than we do during the social media era. I think that is why, plus the status of the man, when he makes moves, he's not making dibby moves, he's making big moves.
Huge.
He rolls over and he's got Beyonce naked in his bed.
All the time.
Beyonce. Like,
You
do you
know-
know how many verses you could do about just having Beyonce naked in your bed, like every year? Every other year.
But you know Beyonce is just someone's wife. Like, I know she gets on his nerves sometimes. 100%.
Right, I know, but
And do you know what? Do you know what the worst thing about? Do you know the worst thing about that?
I get what you're
His personality must be absolutely horrible when she does dickhead shit. The way he would make.
Cut the cameras, cut the cameras, cut the cameras, cut the cameras.
We're cooked.
why? What's
Say
that?
hi. I'm not involved.
Hey, listen, all I know is,
I'm not involved.
hey, all I know is,
New host.
everyone
From the
just,
south.
everyone just stay
Bro,
off Twitter.
I'm still outside.
Everyone just stay off Twitter.
You know, like, right.
Bro, but that's the biggest compliment you can pay a woman. She's in your bed next to you naked, and you could just have big verses about that.
Yeah, but she gets on your nerves. That's what I like.
Oh,
They're
so
like-
you're saying about him with the beehive. Okay, cool.
She gets.
I didn't hear it because I was still in what I was saying.
No matter what, she still gets on your nerves, and you don't want to make. You know, like when you go to the kitchen and you make a cup of tea, and you go, "Babe, do you want a cup?" You don't really want to make a cup of tea. You just want your own cup of tea. He does that. He thinks like that as well. 100%. She's just a woman, but respectfully.
He heard the beat.
But what I was saying was, I'm wondering when she does dickhead stuff.
Yes.
How does he deal with her? Because he looks like the type of person that can really make you feel that small.
Yeah, he does.
Cheats.
Yeah.
Ah!
That's cold.
Yeah.
That's cold.
When she does dickhead stuff, he cheats.
Okay, so first of all,
Yeah.
I don't like That statement that was just made.
Yeah.
It wasn't made by anyone on camera.
He's
You
doing
know what I'm saying?
he's doing the
It was made by
Ukraine thing.
someone on camera.
Had nothing to
They
do
could
with us.
direct who they want to put. But now it was done by
Now
someone
it's
off camera.
association.
All three of us in the
Yeah, now we're in the firing line.
the firing line. The beehive would just cover all three of us, and we was just like more as
them.
befuddled as them.
I don't give a bomber.
No, if they like the show, bro, we're going far.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're going
Right?
far.
Whether they like it or not, if they contact us about it, it's even better.
All right.
Any news is good news.
This verse,
Yeah.
right?
listening for?
As a whole fan,
Do you remember
this
his
is
voice
not.
last time?
This is not nothing that surprises me. This is not something that I'm surprised about. I know Hove is cold with it, with the lines, right? But for some reason, when I'm gone online
Yeah.
and I've looked at the verses,
Yeah.
and I've looked at people's reactions to the verses, no one knew.
What he was talking about, really.
A lot of people were feeling the not.
Yeah, they like how
they're
he put it
reacting.
together.
Yeah, that's a. But the
But the depth, and
Right.
the layers.
Yeah, but what you got to remember as well is when we're speaking about the culture, like a lot of people weren't outside for Dynasty intro,
yeah.
encore.
Wait, Joe, stop.
No, because like the thing is.
Bro,
No, because if we do this, then we got to do a whole separate pod.
No, I hear you. I hear
If
you.
we're gonna do this,
Yeah.
then we might as well just do a separate.
No,
pod.
Joe, I hear you.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
point is, did you hear the first thing you drank?
No,
for?
I heard it.
Dynasty intro.
intro.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it.
He's special, you know.
Yeah.
No,
He's a
but like,
special guy.
but like, I could ask, and he won't know what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's cool to say man's cheating when people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, you're right.
It's
You're
cool
right.
to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
So if,
Yeah.
if,
One-liners.
like, all right, like if we're keeping it, let's keep it real, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if we're talking about, let's say his top 10 verses all time,
I don't think it's there.
I don't think we were. I don't think I was outside for them. I had to go back properly.
Yeah. And
Like,
investigate.
and that's why I
Research.
think people put so much. Because if we're being, I want to say this is probably the best verse he's put out since Drug Dealers Anonymous.
Okay.
And that's 5 years.
That's
and
cold.
he's dropped quite a bit. He's done a few verses.
done a
Hold on, Joe. When did What's Free come out? When did that verse come out?
2018. 2018. That's
18.
Okay, What's Free? But
What's
I still
Free?
think What's Free is not top 10.
No, but I think What's Free is
Shifted.
better than this.
I don't think Ross Free's better than this.
I think that What's Free's verse is
My-
better than this.
Okay, I think
I loved it. I loved it.
It's cold.
My only issue with What's Free is it didn't make me
And the Three Kings.
go. It didn't, like you see, like when Jay says stuff, it makes you go on your phone and Google shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's Free didn't make me do that.
Nah.
What's Free was quite direct. It wasn't. It
timing
was.
as
It
well.
wasn't. It wasn't as. It had its double entendres and stuff like that.
We
But it
talked
wasn't.
about us
And I think
always getting the bottom of the barrel
I
food and
mad
flipping at the
uplift.
soul
Yeah,
food.
no,
I
it's cold.
think you
It
lot
was
forget
needed.
What's Free, you know?
It was no, but you know what? Yeah, there's so many. Joe, Trim,
Yeah.
Drizzy.
Go.
There's so many whole verses, which is why you're right about saying it's a separate pod.
Okay.
What I'm saying is this: when he makes a verse a moment, you have to check the verse in its entirety, and then you have to let it dwell on you. You got to leave it for a couple of days, which is why today is a good day to talk about that verse, because I've had nearly a week now.
Yeah, but
to-
Morgs,
with
your,
it,
your
because-
ears train different though.
Yeah.
Like Georgia's
Yeah.
a special case.
Yeah.
Even though he wasn't outside,
Yeah.
he clearly pays attention to
Yeah.
what's being said.
Yeah.
Not everyone in this era, especially in the social media era,
Most people be listening to the beat.
pay attention to what's being said. You see what I'm saying? Like the whole thing with
Right.
Wayne when he goes, I turn an arse on them, so now they have to kiss me, as in kiss my arse.
Yeah.
They'll catch that, but that's an easy one to catch.
But this is why Ross's verses and Wayne's verses was to me, because
no, you can't do that.
no,
Especially Wayne.
Wait, Joe,
You
let
can't,
me-
no, because there's stuff
Wayne
he
might
said
tell
there.
you something.
No, there's stuff he said there, and there's stuff you know he said there that you
Fire.
know, bro.
Wayne was smoking.
When he
And
said
he
the
was
whole, when he
ready
said
to
the whole
rock,
line
yeah.
about the dreads and the face tat, and
Yeah.
you can't copy this.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
you can't.
facts. That's
You can't.
facts. That's all. But what it is, you're right. And what it is, okay. I think what we're
Because
missing.
that's a whole nother
This is what I
conversation.
think what we're missing in this conversation is what type of hip hop verses we like as individuals. Preference. This is what I think. This is preference, because if you notice how I am as an artist myself and why I like someone like Jay is because there's more meaning in my lines than just one meaning. I like the fact that when I say something, I have to tell you, Trim, what I meant was
this and this.
But what I meant was, and then you go, oh, wow, I didn't. And I'm not saying Ross and Lil Wayne don't do that, but we know Hove. Hove he's very, very meticulous with bars. Okay, let's break some of the lines down. We're not gonna go through the whole verse, but we're gonna break some of the lines down. Hove did. Please, Lord, forgive me for what the stove did. Nobody touched the billy before Hove did. How many billionaires can come from Hove's crib? I count 3, me, Ye, and Ree. Bronze a rock boy, so 4 technically. So hold on a minute. LeBron James is what? Rock Nation.
Yeah.
And what managed.
Well, here's the thing.
What does he do?
I should have. I've got that
What's the
double XL
capacity?
cover.
What's the capacity?
He's a Hovenger like you and I.
Yeah.
And so he's got, plus his money's long. So obviously he's got Hove in a WhatsApp
Yeah,
reach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So from young, Hove kind of saw, like I said, I got the magazine at home. It's him, Kanye, Foxy Brown.
Sick.
Foxy Brown's on the cover as well. So Jay, this is what Jay.
I remember that cover.
This is
when he
took
became
over-
president.
Right. So he's sitting on the table like a president, and he's got LeBron standing behind him. He's got Kanye there, almost like the vice president, and then Foxy Brown is there. So he's kind of identified him from early, like, yo, you are the next
you're
in
the
line,
next
regards to
guy.
like this whole basketball thing.
Yeah.
So he's been next to Hov from
day
like
one.
18.
I get it. So that I see now that's something I didn't know.
So that's why he's a rock boy.
And that makes that verse even more colder. So okay, cool. So then he goes on. He says, check it. The cocaine line, we get it. The cleanup line, we get it. Then he says, now the weed's in store. Can you believe this tie? I put my hustle onto the Forbes. Can you believe this guy? Now, when you check it, Jay-Z was a hustler.
Yeah.
Came from hustling cocaine, crack.
Yeah.
He's done
Allegedly.
He's done full
Yeah.
circle. He's done full circle, and now he has his own dispensary, monogram.
Yeah.
And now he's saying, hold on a minute, now I'm selling this legally because I've left the game
With I left the game with my record clean.
with my record clean. He said, wait, but he said he left the record. He said I left the game with my record clean. What was his first single? What's the first single? No. Ain't no nigga like the one I got. Right. Was that record clean or dirty when it first came out? Clean. Double entendre there. I was like, holy shit. This is why this guy is the guy, right? Then he's talking about, obviously, this line fucking killed me, right? He said, then I said, fuck it, took the dope public. Out the mud, they gotta face you. You can't make up this shit. Right? So let me repeat that. Out the mud, they gotta face you. You can't make up this shit. Out the mud, they can't face you.
Obviously, he does it with his wife on a weekly, so he knows about the mud mask and
You can't make up this shit. I was like,
Plenty.
I was like, Hove's going in. Yes. Then we talk about Jay Brown. Jay Brown's vice president of Rock Nation. Jay Brown's vice president and also manager of Rihanna, which is why when he says I pushed the Fenty like fentanyl, that line comes into play. So then he also goes on to talk about Emery, which he speaks about a lot. Doing what did he do? 10 years?
12.
Yeah, but I don't think people appreciate that enough.
Right.
Like, Jay talks about you always hear either a Tata or Emre in one of his verses, right?
Yeah.
Like, Emre got caught up and jammed up,
Yeah.
as lawyer Jojo likes to say, allegedly, in a situation that Hov was involved in. If Emery wasn't the guy he is, Hov would not. We don't know because Hov would have had the same bid as him.
To bust the case.
Emery was like, "Yo, I'm gonna hold this sentence. You're the guy.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
I'm gonna hold this sentence. You're the guy because I believe that you're gonna what your destiny is looking like is gonna far outweigh what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Like you gotta really
you gotta deep it. You have to deep it.
Someone's saying I'm willing to put 10 years of my life on hold so you could go live and fulfill your destiny.
You can't
and I
really
know
call it on hold.
What, it's 10 years, bro?
No, but what I'm saying is the severity of it is not on hold. You're incarcerated.
But your life stops for 10 years, isn't it?
Trim, we're not talking about a Jay-Z, when Emery goes into jail, we're not talking about a Jay-Z that ain't broke through. We're talking, Emery's gone into jail and can see Jay's is on the trajectory. So he's saying to himself, you know what? It's like me and you, it's like the same situation. Imagine, we've known each other all our lives. You see me making meals. You take the L, and you go, Morgs has got me when I come out, which is exactly what's happened.
I mean, Emery's come out, he's now something director of Puma. Puma's been in the streets. Since Jay-Z's been part of Puma, Puma's been heavy in the streets, way more than he used to be. Like, he's got that, obviously, he's part of the Monogram situation. Like, you know, Jay's been rapping about as soon as we got him out there, we put him up in the lair. Like, Emery's living a good life, like, you know what I'm saying? So, man, we need more people. I mean, we've all got some of those in our crew, but, like, for a man to say, I'll take 10 years out of my life so you can go out and live your dreams, and then...
It's mad.
That's mad.
Kick Snow off a frozen Tim. Back and forth on his turnpike really took a toll on him.
So you drive in New York, you got to drive out the city, there's tolls, obviously you got to pay the snow.
It's a lot.
The coke, type of way. Anyway, keep moving.
Innit? Right, this is my line. I got lawyers like shooters working pro bono for him as a favour because I throw them M's. Now, check the line. Just forget what he's saying. Understand, he's telling us that now he's not even on beef. He has lawyers that work pro bono and do everything for him. Because when you get to that level of success, people throw allegations at you, people throw lawsuits at you. They try and sue you. I remember even Will Smith talking about, Will Smith said he's got somebody on retainer to just deal with lawsuits.
He just won a lawsuit with that perfume thing.
That's right.
7 M's, that's probably just going to go into the kids' accounts, just like 7 M's to him.
Yeah, but what is, because his interest alone is ridiculous.
And I remember that there was what's that podcast that Matt Hoffa does? Yeah. He had who on there? No, before that he had 21 Savage, and 21 Savage said Hov gave me 3 things that I need in my life as an artist, and I need a lawyer. And lawyer is important. So that bar was very interesting. It was interesting to me because when you think about the level of success he's got to, he's not trying to. This is no street level shit no more, bruv. No? It's very, very.
Yeah, but you ain't working that hard.
It's fucking elite. It's elite shit.
Still running around these streets like headless chicken. You know what I mean?
All the pain from the outside inspired all the growth within. So new planes get broken in. Highest elevation of self. They've done fucked around and gave the right niggas wealth. Broken in, out, planes. Broken. So he's talking about he flies planes and breaks them in, and he's talking about a plane. A plane when you break through, a situation like you're going through something and you break through that and you take another level. Gone.
His brand's paper plane.
His brand's paper. Right.
More.
This is the line. They said they don't know me internationally. Niggas on the road did. I see a lot of Hov in gigs. Now, when I first heard it, I just thought, what? He just mentioned our guy. That's all I heard.
That's not it. That's not just...
Sorry, just to be even clear. South London's on.
Yeah, gigs.
You lot said your own, like...
Yeah, no.
To be more
Yeah, you know, that's Giggs. Giggs is my art. Like, respectfully, Giggs is my artist. Like, UK, no one talks to me. Giggs is the guy, right? But the fact that you mentioned him, one. But the second thing is,
I caught the other one first, actually.
what did you catch?
Because obviously, everyone that was at Hackney 2011,
Yeah.
I saw that Jay and Kanye,
Yeah.
knows that Hove does gigs. Like, his gigs are like,
Yeah.
and he was everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like, he was everywhere.
That was a double entendre. And then he was like, internationally, because 50 Cent, a couple other people took jabs out of Jay, saying Jay's only famous or big in New York and America, but when he goes abroad, he's not that. You see what I'm saying? When he says, and then he says, I see a lot of Hove in gigs. Yeah. Me and me could never beef. I freed the nigga from a whole bid. You gotta deep that. Meek has left Rock Nation. Respectfully, they've parted ways. They've done the, okay, cool, thank you, boom, boom, boom. Everybody's gone, oh, what's these rumblings?
His label's still over there,
I don't know. Okay.
He's got a joint venture, so his label's still part of Rock
Meek's label.
It's just Rock Nation isn't managing
Him.
Personally.
As an entity.
Right. Right. And that and he goes on. The Farrakhan line, which I'm gonna drop in a pod, was amazing because he talks about that Mike Wallace. Did you see that? It's a big famous video where Mike Wallace.
Interview, innit?
Yeah, it's an interview where they talk about Africa being like.
Yeah. And he says, don't say that. He said you're rude and you're out of line.
Yeah, he told man shut his mouth. So there was Rob Markman and another gentleman that was journalists with him on stage.
That's him. That's the Ari. His name's right now. Ari Melba. He was in there and he broke it down because everyone was going mad how he broke down how America is known for being a fraudulent place.
Right.
And then he was basically lining up like America's fraudulent for doing this, this, and this.
Right.
And then he somehow brought in the God did verse.
Okay.
And he just dismantled that to the point where there was nothing left of the verse. He was in there and he was like, yeah, everyone's bigging him up because like, yo, the way you broke that down, boom, 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 boom. And then Jay just, obviously someone said to Hove, yo, it's popping off in there, you need to get on. So and he popped up.
So Jay's gone, you know hip hop is young, we're still growing, we're not falling for the technology, whatever you know, the public puts out there. Before was American Dream, pull yourself by the bootstraps and you can make it in America. All these lies that America told us, our own life, Jay continued. And then when we started getting it in, they tried to lock us out. They start inventing words like known capitalists. So he was saying basically, they use words calling us capitalists, which is a disrespect because really, what does that mean? Do you see what I'm saying? We're supposed to live the American dream, and then when black people start living the American dream, we're capitalists now. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So what he was saying in there, and it's weird because I didn't catch all of that, but I was there for when Hove said that. Because when I look back on the article, I was like, oh shit, I remember when he was saying that because he was like, I mean, you know, we've been called niggers and monkeys and shit, and I don't care. Those words you come up with, you got to come up with stronger words than that to call us because capitalists doesn't mean anything to me.
No,
we're outside getting it in, and that's all that matters. And I'm trying to put my man on, I'm trying to put his man on, I'm trying to put that man on, and keep it moving. Which is I respect it, man. But I wanna say shout out to all the artists on that Khaled album. I don't wanna just, you know what I mean? There was a lot of artists on that album.
There's a good 21 Savage song in there. There's a good There's a Dirk verse in there. He was just cooking.
What do you think of the M thing? What do you think of the Kanye?
It's alright. It's alright. M's not doing too much. What's it going? Nightmare? He wasn't doing too much. You know how he tries to tell you a whole paragraph in like one sentence.
That song was unnecessary. If the remix isn't better than the original, there's no point.
Yeah.
Use this gospel.
Like, you've heard the original, right?
No. There's an original to that.
with the clips on it.
Oh shit! No, I haven't heard
That's
it.
not outside, man. That's what I'm
So,
saying.
So there's a version. This is
You
just
don't
a
share.
version. So this is a version. What? So Kanye West is the hook. Is the hook
So
there?
you know when Jesus is King?
Yeah, that was meant right because him and Dre was meant to be cooking up.
So there's a song called "Jesus Gospel" with Pusha and
Malice.
Malice on it.
Yeah.
Is that the track that Pusha had to ask Malice to do? Because remember, Malice wasn't doing music, and he had to, he had to ask for a favor. He said, "Oh, bro,
That's
can
on
you
his
do this for
album.
me?"
Yeah, Malice. Is,
That's
yeah,
on Pusha's album.
Yeah, because
Which-
Malice
that's a
is-
hard track still.
Yeah.
I think that's still album of the year for me.
Ooh,
It's a good album.
ooh.
I think Pusha's album's still like rap album of the year for me.
It's a
Was
good
it?
album.
I got to remember. It's an album that I heard.
What just come out?
Yeah.
Jid? Because Jid's album's slapping as well.
Nah, even Charlemagne said it's out. It's up there. I gotta find it.
Okay, so we're gonna keep it moving. I go by the name of Morgan Hytes, Trimmer, who's got the keys to my bimmer, Drizzy, Saka Freckles. We are back for a brand new season 5 of the Fast Food Podcast. Remember, it is available on all DSPs, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Podcasts. Visual episodes are available on our YouTube channel. That is Fast Food Podcast TV. Peace.
Peace.
The Fast Food Podcast.